Yo, what's up people? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you guys how I made this fret again style drop.
She worries about the future. She weeps for tomorrow and is not concerned with today. That last step, that last glimpse into infinity.
First of all, thank you for stopping by. If you're a returning subscriber, what's up? If you're new to this channel, my name is Marigold and we produce music out here. Let's get into how we made this. Also, I just wanted to say this is a free FLP, which means you can go right here in the description of the video and download this with all of the samples, and feel free to release it as it is or even modify it to however you like and then release it. Let's start with the fret again style drums. We've got a really punchy kick, and we've actually pitched the kick to the right key. In order to check what key a kick is in, you just pitch it up 12 semitones like that. So we've just corrected the pitch on that one. It is F sharp, so to confirm that, that's the right key. That's the same note, that's F sharp. And we can put it back to normal. And now let's just pay attention to the fidelities of the kick. If you listen to a lot of fret again songs, they're very simple, and the simplicity allows for the kick to be fully explored. So we have quite a long side chain here that I designed with 2 steps. So first of all, the impact of the kick itself, that's kind of like the high end right here. And then the low end obviously takes a lot longer because our kick has a really long bass going on. Now, if you don't like that, you can go ahead and press transient bleeding and go to none on the snap and bring it back to wherever you like, and it will fade out. But once again, because we just have a very simple beat, we're able to have that long of a sub. Next up, the clap. It's sort of like a snare clap sound. Just when you have the right sound, it sounds right. Again, for the sake of the video, you can just download this FLP with all the samples as they are. Layered with that, we have a reverberated clap that we just, we get rid of the impact of that because we have the impact of the other clap. We just use the reverb of this clap. We really just build a nice atmosphere. It's a simple beat with a big atmosphere. Also, I shouldn't have said this before, but we are 133 BPM. That's a bit fast for house because this is more garage, but the drums are 4 on the floor, basically. That's what this is. Garage, but the drums are 4 on the floor. Now we introduce some hats. So we have a very basic, and that will make you want to move, but not as much as this will. So right here, as you can see, we have a very shakery sounding hat, and we are modulating the volume. This is a complicated way of doing it, but basically the hat that's landing on your half beat, have that one be loud and have all the other ones be quiet, and you could just play around with how quiet they should be. So the articulation of the volume is what makes it sound alive, and it's also what allows you to kind of feel the groove a lot better. Layering on top of that, we have this top loop that follows the same groove. So I'll solo that out. There you can kind of hear the original garage style beat we were going for. Again, layering that with the hats and the half beat hat, which is very loud, but we want that to punch through in the mix, because when you're listening to something like the radio, your phone, or anything that most people will be listening to, they want to immediately be able to tell that this is a dance track, and a hat like that does exactly that. So that's a little mixing tip there. Note that we're not really making it complicated, we're just layering on the groove that's there, so we're not mixing 2 different grooves together. On top of that, we have this rim shot that, again, you can see is hitting on the same groove as the top loop, so as to not make it more complicated. We have another percussive element here. Actually dragged this out from a Travis Scott sample pack just because I felt like it, but this, where you fully customize it, make it your own, because your percussive elements, your beat, and I decided to Travis Scott that. And then we're done with the drums. Next up, we're gonna get on to the bass line. First element of the bass line is the thing you can hear. Without the side chain, it sounds like this. We got a serum patch right here, very simple, a sine wave and a saw wave 2 octaves down, both detuned slightly, and a sub at a saw wave. We're modulating a low pass filter. Affecting all of the oscillators except for the noise, which I've turned really low. You can turn it off. It's just a little bit of texture. We are actually also modulating the pitch, but I'll get onto that later. When it comes to the effects, we have a little bit of reverb, a little bit of delay. So now we are low pass filtering the noise as well in the effects right here. We've got some hyper dimension. Got some distortion. We're compressing the mid end and the low end, and we're boosting the highs. More on that in the actual effects chain right here. We're getting rid of the sub. We don't want that. Without the sub, it sounds like this. And we are once again boosting the highs with this OTT here with a lot of depth. The reason why we get rid of the sub is then we can actually have a separate sub and we can control it way more without affecting the rest of the tune. So it sounds like this. As you can see, the pattern of the actual bass line, the OG bass line. So when we are on thirds, we could see it is 4/12, aka 2/6, then 1/6 and 2/6 again, and then 1/6. The sub, in fact, is hitting every half beat. The reason why we do that is because we just get the sub some time to breathe. And when it's layered with the original bass line, we can forgive the fact that it's not hitting every beat because our mind just kind of connects the dot. Now it feels kind of boring and lame without this pitch bend. It feels not alive. Adding a pitch bend makes it move in tonality and pitch, which brings it alive. It makes it sound like someone's singing to some extent. And you can mess around with it, have a lot of fun. Which, by the way, you do by clicking here, going on browse parameters, and then just simply touching the pitch bend a little bit. It will show up right here, and you just right click it and create automation clip. If you want to specifically choose where this automation clip pops up, you can just create a loop like that, right? And go back into there, do the same thing again while the loop is still up, browse parameters, and touch your knob, and then there you go. We are also modulating the decay on the sample, and so how to do that? Same thing, go browse parameter, it'll show up right there. You can right click, create automation clip, and what we've done is just before the drop, we are increasing the decay, which kind of makes it sound more open. There's different ways to do that. You can do that with the low pass filter, but basically that decay affects the envelope and the envelope affects the low pass filter. So that's the more efficient way of doing automation clips. You just have that one that's controlling the envelope, which is controlling the other two things. Yeah, that's basically the bass line. Finally, let's get on to the Vox effects and sound effects, of which there aren't many. I left it out so you could fill it in, have some fun. Here's the vocal. You can't really hear it, but when I get rid of the filter, so we added a filter so that we can add some vocal phrases, some spoken phrases on top.
She worries about the future. She weeps for tomorrow and is not concerned with today. That last step, that last glimpse into infinity.
So obviously this style of vocal is very popular with Fred Again, and now we're starting to see it with Skrillex as well. Obviously, I think Skrillex, Fred Again, and Fortet are kind of just taking inspiration from each other, which I think is just the most awesome thing. So join up the Discord and let's make music together.
She worries about the future. She weeps for tomorrow.
On top of that, we're layering this vocal riser. And yeah, when this vocal ends,
into infinity,
the reverb lasts a bit, but to be fair, we then just get into the drop where replacing the vocals, we just have drums. And most importantly, in that high frequency of voice and vocals, we have that new hat, which we didn't have in this whole first bit. And to be fair, that's about it. It's very simple, it's very basic. That's the Fred Again style. Thanks for watching. I just want to quickly talk about the Discord, which is linked in the description below, along with the project file you can download for this. That's where me and my friends talk. You guys all get together, share samples, and most importantly, it's where you get a chance to send your demo directly to me and my friends. And I don't listen to these demos until I do a demo reaction video. I've just uploaded one, and I'm on to making another one soon. So if you want me to react to your music in the next video, be sure to drop that in the Discord, link below. Peace.
she worries about the future. She weeps